This is *ｃollourr Various Artists, a King of the Hill map for Team Fortress 2 by Backscratch. This map is a take on the style of Vaporwave, a genre of music and aesthetic that became wildly popular around the middle of the 2010s. There's elements of 80s and 90s design and culture scattered throughout the map. This map was made for one of the April Fool's Game days TF2 maps will occasionally host, a reoccurring event that has resulted in many strange and wonderful maps, some that I've looked at in past videos. And now this map is one of them too. Backscratch has made and worked on quite a few interesting maps. You may recognise Watergate and Cursed Cove, but if you played Open Fortress you've likely also played on their creations such as Pitod, Summit and Gump. I think that's how you say Pitod. Alright, let's take a look at this map. At the start of the round, we are encouraged to capture the flower shop and load the BIOS and 420 that boot menu. Okay, let's do it then. The outside area is tilted slightly. Combined with the checkered walls and black background, it's quite disorientating to look around. It doesn't help that while spectating everything is still tilted. There's a few sprites scattered around the map. These images will face the same direction no matter where you look. You'll also notice they aren't affected by the map's leaning. Despite being quite an open map, there's still lots of nooks and crannies for players to get around. This one here could be a good sneaky spy spot. I think what's supposed to be going on here is some bit of a PC OS theme, with one side being Windows and the other side being Mac OS. Blue side is understandably bluish coloured. Now, let's cap and see what happens. Is that statue dancing? Oh, that's a copyright claim right there. I might have to mute a large part of this video. So the song that plays I may or may not have to remove is called
現代のコンピュー
which means something around the lines of Lisa Frank 420/modern computer. It's largely based off Your Move by Diana Ross, so I'm curious which one YouTube will pick up, if any. Here's another interesting but risky side path you can take by jumping on these spikes. As you can see, my jump map experience has not paid off. Anyway, let's check out this skybox now. True aesthetics. Gradients and grids have never looked this good in Source. Sadly, the bottom is missing a texture, but just don't look at it, okay? Honestly, the layout of this map is actually really well thought out, if a bit disorientating. I was curious about which columns you could stand on, so I spent some time rocket and sticky jumping up to them to check. After a bit of checking, it appears the larger ones are clipped, but the smaller ones let you stand on them. The exception appears to be around the control point and these white bridge things. I looked up this DLL. It has something to do with accessibility options in the control panel. Also, DLL stands for Dynamic Link Library, so I learnt something new. I swear a few of these tall platforms will randomly push you off. Maybe I was just misstepping, but I felt like a few times I was moved against my will. I did ask Backscratch about this and they confirmed there are probably push triggers here to stop people camping. Something I didn't notice until earlier is that instead of using the normal no entry signage for the opposite team's spawn, this map has the Windows 98 logo for the red team and the Мacinтоshh logo for blue. After recording all this on the RC2 version, I found a more up-to-date version with some new features like this Mac and Windows startup sound depending on the side when the spawn door opens. And a second song being added, Boardwalk by the Whitewoods, when blue holds the point. And that about covers everything in this map. An interesting take on a style I feel still stays true to TF2's style in a strange way. Thank you Backscratch for this wonderful map.
Arizona iced tea.